Hey, welcome to Hatha Flow. My name is Katherine. Today, you may need a block, a blanket, or a pillow to sit up on. You may need a strap. So go ahead and grab your gear if you need it. Go ahead and have a seat. And we're going to start in Cobbler's pose. Bring the soles of the feet together in front of us, sitting nice and tall. And if your knees are really high, just slide the feet a little further away. Make it be nice and easy here as we just take a moment and center. So you can let your hands, I like to let my hands rest on my shins, kind of helps me stay upright here. Just placing the hands wherever feels good for you. You can close the eyes. We'll take a few complete cycles of breath here. And as you connect to your breath, also connect to your sits bones. Feel them making connection with the floor. Imagine each exhale, you're releasing the sits bones down into the planet. Each inhale, you're lifting the heart vertically away from the sits bones. And just checking in, noticing how you're doing. How are you? And then bringing your palms together in front of your heart, lifting your gaze or opening your eyes. Lean back a little bit, bring your knees together, coming through Navasana Low Pose. The toes can be on the floor for a moment here. And then slowly extending the legs out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, cross your legs, right shin in front of left. Inhale, lift your heart into the knuckles of your thumbs. Stay here as you release your sits bones into the floor. Good. Exhale, lean back to this either Navasana prep. So my toes are on the floor, my heels are off, and lifting my heart into the knuckles of the thumbs, or maybe shins come parallel to the floor. Take one more inhale here. Sukhasana, left shin in front. Stay here for a few rounds of breath, continuing to lift the sternum on the inhale, releasing the sits bones to the floor on the exhale. Keeping the waist really long. And then exhale, lean back, either doing Navasana prep or the shins parallel to the floor. And then back to Cobbler's pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, get heavy in your bottom. And then back through Navasana, tummies in. And we kick the legs out wide, lifting the heart into the knuckles of the thumbs. Heavy in your sits bones. Press your thighs into the floor as you peel your toes back. Good, and then bring your hands underneath your knees. Bend the knees, bring the feet in front of you, hands back behind you. And then from here, you're just going to swing the knees side to side. And in a moment, we're going to move into sage, moving into a twist. Okay, knees go left, cradle your top shin with your bottom foot as you walk your left hand back behind you. Let me show you. Left hand goes back behind you, back of right hand to bottom knee, the outside of the bottom knee, or rather the top. Using that right arm like a lever as you turn your head to the left for this variation. Keep your heart lifted. So my knees aren't stacked, they're apart. And here, we'll just be here for a few more breaths. Nice opportunity to release the shoulders away from the ears. You could nod your head yes a little bit. That feels nice. Finding a position of your head to help work that stretch up into the right side of the neck. Good, and then come on out of it. Let's do the second side, swinging the knees to the right. Top shin cradled by bottom foot. Walk your right hand back behind you. Left arm's the lever. Again, the knees are not stacked, they're apart. Head turning right, heart lifted vertically. Softening the shoulders away from the ears, and then finding that perfect place to position your head so that you feel a pleasurable stretch in the left side of the neck. Really long on both sides of the waist. Inhale, come on out of it. Move into downward dog. So we're going to be in downward dog for a little bit. You can just start to ease into it or go right into it, but we'll be here grounding, feeling our connection to the planet through the feet and hands. Very intentionally spreading those fingers, bases of the fingers into the floor. Feel your breath. Lifting the hip creases towards the sky, maybe even lifting the heels for a moment so you can really get a lot of extra length in the spine. And then keep the lift of the hip creases and start to release the heels towards the floor. While we're here for the next handful of breaths, I want you to think of something that brings you joy, like maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's spending time with loved ones. Be specific. Something that really warms your heart, makes you smile. Maybe even a smile's coming on your face right now. Hope so. Breathe in that joy. Breathe out the joy. Slowly walk to the top of your mat. Coming into a forward fold from here, let the knees bend, holding on to either elbow. You can take your feet as wide as your hips or shoulders, what feels helpful right now as we just get ready to start our practice. We're just taking a slow warm up here. Let your head hang, gazing between the knees. Again, let those knees bend as much as feels helpful. There's weight in your heels. Soft face. And then releasing the elbows, slowly roll up, head's the last thing to come up. Mountain pose. Okay, so we're going to dedicate our practice to someone special in our lives. Make it somebody that maybe you see on a regular basis. We're going to offer them joy today. So maybe it's someone who could use a little bit more joy in their life. You can also dedicate the practice to yourself if you like. That's totally cool. Bringing the palms together in front of your heart. See this person or creature. Imagine wherever they are in their day. And you can either say in your mind or out loud, I give you the gift of joy. And this kind of joy that we're going to give them is the kind of joy that arises. Well, there's lots of different types of joy. So there's a first joy actually of hobbies. So let's do that first. So a little half sun salutation. Imagine them doing a hobby that they love. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, dive down. Inhale, half forward fold. Really extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of their heart. See them smiling, loving what they're doing, maybe playing a musical instrument if that's what they like to do. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Feel your breath. A modified sun salutation. So on an inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot back for crescent lunge. That's a high lunge. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into downward dog. Take a round of breath there. On an inhale, come forward through plank or hands and knees. On an exhale, you can do chaturanga or just come to the floor. On an inhale, let's do a little baby cobra, like a no handsies. No handsies, just using the muscles of the back. On the exhale, come on down, bring one cheek to the mat. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, no handsies, cobra. Press the tops of the feet down towards the floor. And then exhale, come on down, opposite cheek to the mat. Let's strengthen the upper back. One more time, inhale, no handsies. And exhale, move back to that downward dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, nice and long in the trunk. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forward. Inhale, half forward fold, spinal extension. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Now see them cultivating joy in their body, moving their body, getting their heart pumping. Maybe they love to dance. Maybe they love to weight lift or jog. Maybe they like to do yoga. See them getting joy from moving their body. Let's do a second side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Right foot back, high lunge, reach the arms up. That's the inhale. Exhale, both hands to the floor, downward dog. When the inhale arrives, come on through either hands and knees, and then to the floor with the exhale. Just a cobra here, lifting the heart on the inhale, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, high lunge, reach for the sky. On the exhale, both hands to the floor, forward fold. Half forward fold on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Good. Hi, we're gonna come into chair pose. I like to take my feet like hips width distance apart. Please place your feet however you like it. Bend the knees, bring the fingertips to the floor, go low, fingertips to the floor, either side. Keep creeping your rear back. Now, arms can be forward, palms in front of heart, or reach those arms up, but stay heavy in those heels, toes are on the floor. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Maybe even going a little lower. Maybe getting your heart pumping brings you joy. On your inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Good. Bending the knees once again, chair pose, inhale. Exhale, land the hands. Step the feet back, plank pose. Good, bring the knees to the floor, hands and knees. And let's do a revolve child's pose. Sometimes they call this thread the needle. We're gonna inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, don't come all the way down yet. You're gonna thread it through and then inhale, come back up again. We'll do that twice more. Exhale, kind of slide it like you're gonna go through, but don't. Inhale, reach. Now this is the one you're gonna slide through, land that right shoulder. And either top arm can come into a bind if you like that. Please have the weight kind of on your right shoulder, right arm. Some folks really like to kick out that left foot and get a little stretch on that inner left thigh if that's you. Whatever brings you joy. Good. Prepare to come out of it. Left knee to the floor if you've lifted it. Come on up through hands and knees. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slide left arm through like you're going to come down, but don't do it. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhale, slide it through. Last one, inhale to the sky. Exhale, slide it through. Left shoulder to the mat. And then finding your revolved child's pose, the way that suits you. Maybe you kick that right foot out. Maybe you come into a bind with the arms. What helps you stay most connected to your breath? One more inhale here. And exhale, both knees to the mat. Come on out of it through hands and knees. Tuck those back toes and walk the hands back. Let's stretch out the soles of the feet. Good. Now we're going to move into Malasana. Options. You can take your feet together, kind of doing like you're prepping for Bakasana, so the toes together. You can have your hands on the floor. I'm kind of working on stretching my inner thighs these days, so I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider and bring my heels to the floor. You can have your heels off the floor if you want. Wedge your elbows in between your thighs. Lift your heart space into the knuckles of your thumbs. Now I'm kind of low. If this is you, do it. No problem. You just stay a little bit higher. So there's another kind of joy, the joy of like acts of kindness. Imagine your friend feeling like every day is Christmas and they're just sprinkling gifts of kindness around to all the people around them, like little acts of kindness. On an inhale, reach up, stand up. Ooh, turn your toes forward. Exhale, fold forward. Let the knees bend a little bit if that feels good. You're gonna hold on to either elbow. Let the head just dangle.
Spine getting long. Feel the sensations of your body. And then start to roll up. Release the hands. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come on up.
Mountain pose. So perhaps you're at the back of your mat, maybe. If you are, let's all just reach the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, extend your index fingers, and get really long. Feel your connection to the floor through the feet. Low belly, this area below the navel is pulling in, tailbone lengthening towards the floor. Shift the weight of your body to your left foot, slowly lifting the right heel, ball of the foot, and then land the right heel just a few inches in front of you, and then roll to the ball of the foot. Second side, lifting left heel, ball of the foot. Land that heel a few inches in front. Rolling to the ball of the foot, bending that front knee. Lifting, stay lifted in the heart. Yes, we're walking with our arms overhead, that's correct. Very slow, then through molasses. Bending one foot after the other, bending one knee after the other as you step forward, excuse me. Coming forward till you're at the top of the mat. Good, and then palms together in front of the heart. Exhale completely. Yeah, so your friend sends just a, hey, how you doing text to someone. Maybe they know somebody who's having a hard time recently and they're just like, been thinking about you, sending you love. Okay, moving on. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive down. Step your right foot back, landing the right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Kick your back foot into the floor. Kick it, kick it, kick it. And if you're like down super far, that's cool, but I'd like you to work on opening your quadriceps. So come on out of it a little bit and work on getting more active, like you're pushing yourself away from the floor. Lots of leg strength while you're lengthening that back quadricep. Okay, now next few poses, this is where you may need props. You may need a strap, you may need a block, your style. We're gonna move into Tanasana. So sweep the arms down. You're gonna interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other and down the back, and then straighten the elbows. This is where you might need a strap to do this. Tuck the back toe, come on up, landing back heel, so the back toes turned out a little bit. Your feet are about hips width distance apart, east and west. And then exhale, fold forward. Good. Okay, so stay here breathing. I'm just going to turn around because I want to, in a minute, I'm going to have my back to the camera. Okay. Pressing down through the ball of your front foot. Good. Now release the bind of your hands. You may want to block to place to the outside of your left foot, or maybe you bring that left hand to the floor. We're moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So please take your feet a little wider and line up the heels if that's how you like to do it. Reach that right arm up towards the sky. Nice and long, both sides of the waist. And you're welcome to either gaze forward or turning the head to look at that right hand. One more round of breath here. Good, bend your front knee, circle that arm down, plant the hands. You're gonna step back into plank pose. And then land and use for a moment. I'd like you to come into forearm plank. You're going to interlace your fingers, elbows underneath shoulders, and then re-extending the hands. Re-extending the legs. Those are legs, not hands. Draw your tummy in. Stay lifted. Pushing the elbows into the floor. On your next exhale, slowly lower the knees to the mat, thighs, pelvis, and then inhale into Sphinx pose. Draw your tummy in, tuck your toes, exhale, lifting pelvis, thighs, knees, back into forearm plank. Stay here for a round of breath. On next exhale, lower knees, thighs, pelvis. Inhale, Sphinx. Stay here for a round of breath. Good, last one. Tuck the toes on the exhale. Tummy's in, pelvis lifts, thighs lift, forearm plank. Good. On the next exhale, knees, thighs, pelvis. Inhale into Sphinx. And then uninterlace the fingers, forearms are parallel. Claw the mat with your forearms and hands. And try to blossom your heart forward through the gate of your shoulders. Maybe looking forward, maybe looking up a little bit if that feels nice. And then we're going to transition into downward dog. See your friend making their way back from lunch or on their way to do errands today. Maybe they see someone on the side of the road asking for money. And they're like, yeah, I've got some money in my wallet. Here you go. Just giving it out. No strings attached. Good. And then inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Land the left knee to the mat. We're going to come into that low lunge again. Again, not super low. You want to stay really active in this lunge, please. Lengthen your tailbone towards the floor. Reach the arms up. Kick the back foot into the floor, making the knee light. Maybe your friend's opening doors for people, giving out smiles as they're walking down the street. Good, and then release the arms, interlace the fingers or grab your strap. We're going to move to Tanasana. Lift the back knee. Establish the pose. Okay, so the front toes are pointing forward, back heels down, back toes turning out slightly. Make sure your feet are hips width distance apart as you fold, bringing out those shoulders, broad chest. And then just notice what finger is on top of your interlace. Do it the weird way. Mix it up a little bit. So opposite finger on top. A few more rounds of breath. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around just so I'm not facing the back to the camera here. And then slowly release your bind. Maybe you find a block. Maybe that right hand comes to the floor. If you like to lengthen your stance, please do. Line up the heels and Trikonasana, triangle pose. gazing forward or towards the ceiling. Stay connected to your breath in this pose for one more complete cycle. And then circle that arm down, step forward into a forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Hands to shins or thighs. Extend your spine away from your belly button. Just bend your heart away from your belly button. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come on up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Chair pose, bend the knees. Fingertips on either side of the feet. Inhale, reach up. Sit a little lower, hips go back in space. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, step or hop back into plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga, or just knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, lift into cobra or upward dog, what feels good to you. Exhale, forward fold. Take a round of breath. Look between the hands. On the next exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Hands in front of heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Left foot back behind you, land the knee. Inhale, low lunge. Keep moving. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, downward dog. If you'd like to go through a vinyasa, that plank pose, and a cobra, please do. If not, hang out in downward dog for a round of breath. And then inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, land the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, land the hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Good. Bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, land the hands, step or hop back, plank pose. And then coming down, elbow plank once again. Now here, I want you to swing your right forearm across the mat so it's parallel to the top edge of the mat, coming into side elbow plank. Options, top foot could be on the floor in front of you. Help give those hips a little lift so the body's a little less heavy. Other option would be top leg on top of bottom leg. One more round of breath. Second side, left forearm comes across the mat. Shift over onto the outer edge of your left foot. Extend right arm. Maybe top foot to the floor in front of you. Keep breathing. It's like a joyful effort. Joyful effort. Sometimes it takes effort to cultivate joy. Sometimes that effort itself is joy. Could you tap into it feels good to be a human being with a body, with a heart that pumps, with skin that sweats.
The joy of being human. And then both elbows to the floor. Interlace the fingers. Elbow plank, regular old elbow plank. On the exhale, knees to the floor, thighs to the floor. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Stay here for a round of breath. And back to elbow plank on the exhale. Pelvis lifts, thighs, knees. Stay here for a round of breath. Move on the exhale, knees to the floor, thighs to the floor. Sphinx, okay. Pause there, uninterlace the fingers, tops of the feet to the floor. Claw the mat with your forearms and your hands to help scoot the heart forward. Lovely, come on down. Okay, right arm, take a look at the top edge of your mat. You're gonna see, right, you got the two corners. Right arm is gonna come right across, like right over the corner of your mat, generally in that area. You can move it a little bit, but we're gonna open up the shoulder, kind of the armpit area as well. So right side of the face to the mat, and then just start to roll any amount onto your right side. Could be very little. It's highly likely it won't be a whole lot. So it's more, we're just looking for sensation. It might be kind of like a, ooh, this is kind of weird or strange sensation we're feeling in the armpit area, in the area just in front of the armpit, a little bit in the pec. One more round of breath here. Good. And then roll back onto your belly. Now we'll do kind of more traditional style, opening that pec. Right arm comes out to the right. Turn your head to look at that right thumb for a second. So I want your thumb right in line with your eyes as you extend that right arm. And then bend the elbow. So now you're like half a cactus here. Now the thumb is no longer in line with the eyes, right? The elbow is pretty in line with the shoulder. Draw the right scapula onto the back till the head of the shoulder lifts off the floor. And then once again, bring your right cheek to the mat and then roll on to the right side, pressing the right arm, the right forearm into the planet to help actively produce this stretch. Again, the head of the right shoulder is off the floor because you're kind of pasting the scapula, the right scapula, onto the back of the ribs, moving it down away from the ears. This is an active stretch, pushing, pushing, pushing. This is, you'll notice this is what I do with my legs. Some people really enjoy, you can bring the top foot behind you, just whatever helps you like stay spacious in the breaths, keeps you in your body. Good, and then come on back through. So let's do the second side. Oh, but before we do that, why don't we just bring both arms alongside the body, right side of the face to the mat. Notice left and right side of the chest. Okay. Now, second side, left arm comes over the top left corner of the mat. Right hand to the floor. Left cheek to the mat. Roll any amount. Just a little bit, maybe it's just a little bit more heavy on the left side body, but you're rolling to get your weight to the left side of your trunk until you feel a stretch. You can also feel a stretch. You might feel it in your upper arm. Might even feel it all the way down into the hands a little bit. It might be kind of more of a fascial stretch. Stay connected to your breath. Good. Go ahead and roll back onto your belly. Swing the left arm off to the left. Turn your head to the left so now that you can look at the left thumb. So kind of your arm is all in line with your shoulder. Now bend that elbow. Here you are, your cactus, half a cactus here. Elbows still pretty in line with that shoulder. Spread those fingers. And now turn your head away from that. You got your left side of the face to the mat. Press before you even roll. Stay on your belly, but press the forearm into the mat until the head of the left shoulder comes off the floor. You're pasting that left scapula down onto the ribs. Once that's there, you're all active and engaged. Then you start rolling. Do any kind of fancy things with that top leg that you like to do, as long as you're breathing and you're engaged in this pose. You're pressing the forearm into the floor. Take another round of breath, visualizing your friend just smiling. Maybe they are outside feeling the sun on their face, just feeling good. They had a good day so far. Doing all kinds of kindness for folks, kindness for themselves too, taking some time out for themselves when they need it. Good. Go ahead and roll back onto your belly. Come on up. And here, we're going to come into, come to sit on your heels for a moment. And feel your breath. Noticing your chest, your neck. Okay, so now we're going to come into Camel Pose. This is where you might want a blanket under your knees. This is where you might need a block or 2 blocks. We'll do it twice. And there's an opportunity just to do Camel Pose on one side each time. You know what? I'll go through that. So come on up through hands and through your knees. You're gonna. I like to tuck my toes here. Lengthen your tailbone down. Draw your tummy in. You're certainly welcome to bring the tops of the feet to the floor if you like. We'll just do one side at a time for starts. If you want to go into both sides twice, please do that. If you want to do one side, right hand to your right hip, left arm lifts up, get really high and start to lean back, lengthening the tailbone, swing that left arm down, grabbing that left heel, and then right arm reaches up towards the sky, kicking those feet into the floor. So I like this toe tucked version because it kind of gives my hands something to hold on to. Sometimes I can get some low back pain, so it's nice just to kind of give the low back a little help. But the toes do not need to be tucked. Good. On an inhale, come on back up. Both arms up. Bring the palms together in front of your heart and have a seat on the heels. And just as your friend would maybe gravitate towards something that they love doing, just for the sake of doing it, it like cultivates it, creates this internal like light of joy inside of their heart. Imagine that like as you approach this next camel pose, that you're feeling that light too. Like I don't know how you feel about camel, but imagine that it's like, oh, this is what brings me joy. Let there be a sense of ease and like naturalness to it. However, you find approaching the pose causes that. So, next side, you're going to come on up. Left hand to left hip. Reach the right arm up. And then staying strong in the glutes. Circle that right arm back down. Maybe grab a hold of the heel or a block. Left arm towards the sky. Glutes are strong. So you're opening the chest. However you're holding your head, you're intentional about it. Maybe looking forward, maybe looking up. And then to come out of it, you're going to kick out, both arms up, palms together in front of the heart. Have a seat on your heels. Feel your breath. Okay. I encourage you to grab a blanket for this next part and have a seat on it, unless your hamstrings are super open. Um, so we're going to do a little Janu Shavasana. Propping the hips up a little bit gives you a bit of a head start. You're going to extend your left leg. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over left leg. You can grab a hold of your toes, your feet. Maybe the hands just simply rest on either side of the front thigh. That's totally cool too. Try to continue to create length on both sides of the waist, though. Your heart's lifted away from your belly button. Let your belly soften. And then inhale and come on up. We're going to swing the left leg out to the left a little bit. We're going to open up a bit here. And here you might want to block for this next bit. If you do want it, you would have it on the inside of the leg. You're going to bring your left hand to the inside of the left leg and walk it down, walk it down. Keep the left foot flexed. And so, yeah, if you're like, whoa, that's intense, you can bring the hand on a block. Some of you might be able to grab like your foot if that feels helpful and healthy. And then sweep your top arm up. But I'd like you to imagine it's like extended side angle pose. So like the top arm, the right side of the trunk, it's all kind of one continuous diagonal line. And then you're rotating your heart towards the right, reaching out of that right hip. And then bring your top hand to just behind your bottom ear. That's your left one. And then swing your right elbow towards the sky. Just getting a little bit deeper into that right side of the trunk. Good. And then swing that right arm up and out to the side. And then you're going to circle it down and stuff it and kind of like swing it underneath that left arm. And then once again, we're going to rotate our heart towards that left foot. Drop your forehead towards the knee. In here, you can just kind of round. So I'm hoping that you're going to get a little bit more of a stretch in the intercostal muscles. This is the muscles in between the right rib cage. One more deep breath in and out. And as you're ready, come on up. Take a moment sitting cross-legged, just noticing the left and right side of the body. And we'll do the second side. So
First, just regular Shavasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Heart lifted. So this is a spinal extension. Exhale here. Inhale, come up. And then swinging the leg out. Opening it up a bit. Reach through that heel. Walking right arm to the inside. Walking down that leg any amount. And then top arm, side angle arm, right? So often people will be doing this or that, but here I want you to stay open in the heart and reaching through the arms. And if that means you're like up here, cool, no problem. I don't care how much of a diagonal you have. What I do care is your chest broad. And are you rotating your heart to the left? Head can be turning to the left if that feels good. Reaching the top arm out of that left hip. And then bringing the top hand to just behind the bottom ear. Lifting the elbow towards the sky. Deepening the stretch in the left side of the trunk. It's not uncommon for one side to be tighter than the other. This is my tight side. Woo! Keep breathing. Okay, now you're going to release. Circle that top arm out and down, and then slide it under your right arm. Okay, you're going to bring the left hand to one side of the leg, right hand to the opposite, and then drop your head towards the knee. And you can kind of start to shift your heart a little bit towards the right leg as you continue to kind of arc over towards the right leg too. So the left ribs are getting, you're stretching the muscles in between those left ribs. Taking these last few rounds of breath for our friends. Letting them feel the joy of a deep breath in an awkward situation. Good, and then come on back up. Let's move on to our backs. Knees bent. Preparing for a bridge pose, but let's just feel the floor for a moment. Good. And then this bridge pose that we're going to do, if you want to just come up and hold it, that's cool. If you want to come into wheel, you can do that too. Just to kind of circulate the energy though.
I suggest we'll just come in and out of bridge pose. Okay. So arms are going to be alongside the body. And then you're going to inhale, lift the arms, lift the hips, arms come back behind you. Exhale, roll down the spine as the arms swing forward and back to the floor. Inhale, rolling up. Keep your gaze on the ceiling. Exhale, rolling down. Let your feet come a little wider than your hips if you like. That's going to help you engage your glutes. Few more rounds of breath. Now, this next time you come on up, rolling up, pause there. And then you're just going to swing your, let's bring your right arm down as you roll the hips down. Right arm down. Soles of the feet together. Head turns to the left. The knees are going to swing open. So here you're going to be in reclined cobbler's pose with a neck stretch. So the left side of the neck is getting a bit of a stretch as you turn your head to the right. Top of the left arm, you might feel a nice stretch there. Good, and then knees come back together. One more bridge like that. Rolling up right arm back behind you. Let's do the second side. Exhale, rolling down left arm alongside the body. Reclined cobbler's pose. Head turns to the left now. That right arm's hanging out back behind the head. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Slow the breath down. Good, knees together. Now, this is the last bridge pose. Go ahead and lift the hips. Left arm meets right back behind you. Exhale now. Here you go. Rolling down. Hug right knee into chest. Release the right foot to the floor. Hug left knee into chest. Good. And then prepare for relaxation pose. Shavasana. Extend those legs long. Of course, if you want to come into a meditation posture, please do. We'll be in silence for about 3 minutes, just letting the body settle, the physical body, the subtle body. Walking your shoulder blades flat underneath you, and have them walk kind of down the back so that the tops of the shoulders are long. Relaxing the face, maybe even wiggling it a little bit to make sure that the face is completely soft. As you close those eyes. And now scanning from head to toe, just ensuring that you're fully releasing your body to the floor. Imagining the bones sinking down into the earth.
You can stay longer and would like to, please do. If you need to move on with the rest of your day, deepen your breath. Wiggling the fingers and toes. And then moving into a big morning stretch, maybe yawning. Eventually hugging your knees into your chest, rolling to one side, and using the muscles of your arms to come up to a comfortable seat of your choice. We'll meet with our palms together in front of our heart, seeing our friend in our mind's eye once again, our kind, joyful friend. And checking in with yourself, just noticing how you're doing. If you're able to cultivate any benefits from your yoga practice today, I encourage you to dedicate these benefits to your joyful friend. May they be even more joyous throughout the day. And we'll send out all the all this goodness with an exhale. So take a deep breath in, send it out. Thanks for practicing today. Namaste.